Hi guys, Professor Davis here. I think this is the first lecture I've done for this class for this semester for this class. So hi, nice to meet you all. I have other videos that I kind of recycle because they're questions that you guys pose throughout the different semesters or that I know will probably come up. And so I try to address them in lecture form. My computer is acting weird. So if it blinks out and back on, I'm sorry in advance. I don't know what's wrong. There's always something. And I don't have time to turn it into a shop somewhere and have it be away from me for days. Um, but I wanted to cover something. This week, you guys are going to get to build your websites. So if you've never built a website or if you've never built a website using WordPress, um, congratulations. You're going to learn today. Um, but one of the things that comes up, which I mentioned in the last video, was just how to get started, how to get into Campus Press. Campus Press is something different than WordPress in a lot of ways. So the beauty of working with Campus Press is you get all of the functionality of WordPress dashboard behind the scenes, the back end, as we call it. But you don't have to pay for any of it. Now, WordPress itself is free, of course, but it's just a builder. Getting WordPress with no hosting company doesn't really get you very far. So typically you get WordPress and you connect it to your host, which also houses your, or is who you pay for your URL, your domain name. But in our case, this will work just fine. I already did the video about how to set it up, how to name your page, all of that. So I want to show you really quickly something that I noticed a lot of students have an issue with, which is they get in there, they try to make a page, but their page is not what's showing as their home page. And that's not uncommon in WordPress because a lot of times WordPress is set up as a blog. It was originally a blog site, although I have heard some debate about that, but I remember as far back as I can remember, it was a blog site initially, and then we started making it much more adaptable to web design. So I think all right, I think it still maintains some of that kind of weirdness. I will say that typically the themes that I use do not have that problem. It's always set up as a website. The themes that I use automatically are website themes, and there is no blog connection automatically added. I would have to go in and create a blog. It's there, I can do it. It's not automatic. In this case, the Magazino theme is set up as a blog. So the main page that you see when you first create your site will be a blog. It would be one of the blog posts, which is already set up for you. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to go into Campus Press. I'll show you how to just kind of get there. There's several ways in our Brightspace area in the modules to go to Campus Press. So I'm just going to go in here and just go into Module 4 and just click on Campus Press, and that will take me to the links to all of the different information for Campus Press. And then if I go in here and it says Campus Press registration, you can go there, you can go here. If I just click on any of these, it will have the link right here to Campus Press, and that will allow me to go in. And again, I showed you how to do this in the other video. My school ID is automatically there already because I'm in here all the time for my students. So you may see this, you may see something different. Whatever you see when you log in, it doesn't matter. What's most important is I'm going to go over here to my sites. I have a lot of my students add me to their sites. I have I constantly make fake sites to just show you guys how to do things. I try to delete them, but sometimes they're still there. So I've got one here called second test site. So we'll just click on that one and use that one. And when you get in here, you'll see it says 1 post and 0 pages. Yours may say 1 page. Sometimes they give you a page and still you're like, I'm trying to work on that page. And yet it's not the one that I see when I look at my site. So I'm going to show you what happens and then I'm going to show you how to correct it. Okay. So a lot of times you go in here, you need to start creating your pages. The assignment is to create 4 pages this week. So you go in here and you click add a new page. Let's call this home because this is probably what happens more than anything. I'm going to click here to add a new block. I'm going to add a nice header image, whatever that might be. That's fine. I don't mind that. There's the title of my page. I have a little logo added in. So the logo is up there. That's just a LinkedIn bubble I made for someone years ago. They wanted unique social media icons. And so this was a very, very long time ago. But here's where your navigation will go. Here's your picture. And so there we go. That's our header. Then I would go down and add another thing. Let's add like some columns. Give me a couple columns here. And I'll put a picture here and then some text next to that. Say that's what I did. I have a couple pictures here in the media. If you don't have pictures in media, go to upload files, select a file and pull one from your computer. But I keep a couple here at all times. So throw that in there. And my next column here, I'm going to add text. So paragraph. I'm going to go get some lorem ipsum text. So ipsum, I get that a lot. Just to fill that in, let's get some lorem ipsum. And this actually isn't lorem ipsum text. This is actually explaining what lorem ipsum is. It's nothing. It doesn't matter. None of that's, oops, wrong place. None of that's important. I'm going to go in here, type that in. Sorry, guys. My phone. I'll take some of this away so that that's a little more symmetrical. And I'm going to maybe put one more big picture down here. Just put an image here from my media. See that, will it go across? I use this one as a header once, so it'll go across like that. That's good. And now I'm going to go ahead and publish it. I'm going to click publish at the top. And now when I go to, I'm going to right click and open the page so it doesn't usurp what I've got here. I see my page that I just created, right? The problem is I now have home twice. Here, that, and here. I can't have two home pages. I can only have one. That would be very, very confusing for visitors. And also, when I click on my logo, the logo is automatically loaded to copy to the home page, which is great. I remember when we used to have to code that. But it's bringing me to this page, and I want this to be my home page. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back into your dashboard. Make sure you're in your dashboard. And I'm going to go down to settings. I'm going to go to reading, because reading is what that means is when people come to my site, all of the things they see, right? So now we have one post and one page, which means now this is going to pop up. This can be in different places. One of the things that really threw me off when I first found this theme, when I first took over this class and I saw this theme, I went where I'm used to going, which is appearance, customize, and that's where you would normally see what do you want to have be your homepage. I didn't see it there. And so then I know that if it's not there, then it must be back in the old school way, which is back here in the settings, which we don't use them as much as we used to when this was a blog. When we really used WordPress as a blog, we did a lot of things back here in the settings. After the themes became so robust, you could do more within the theme. And so that's what we've got now. Unfortunately for the Magazino theme, if you're used to doing it that way, you may not find it there unless they've changed it. It was not here. So you go into settings, you go to reading, and you go up here. And if you recall, when I go to our site, I'm going back to here. I'm just going to right click visit site. When I go to our site, this is our homepage. This is what visitors will see when they land on our site. This is not what we created. This is what we created, and that's what we want them to see. So go into reading, and you're going to change it to where it says your home page displays. Change that to a static page. Go here to home page and select home. That's what we called that page, so that's what it's going to be called here. If you look here under post page, you also have a home, but that's for posts. We don't want that. We're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to hit save. I'm going to go back to this site. I'm going to refresh. And now I have one homepage entry on my navigation bar. And this is my homepage. My posts are gone. And now when I create another page, another beauty of WordPress, although a lot of the drag and drop sites have started to follow suit with this. A lot of the drag and drops look like this in the back end now. They never used to. So that's really good because it makes it a lot easier to sort of flow between the different website developers, or builders, but WordPress is still undefeated. But if we go in here and let's just add another page, let's say we're going to put together your portfolio page now. This will be portfolio. I'm going to pop in here something like, I could do columns. I could type in image. Let's see, does it let me do a gallery? Let's do a gallery. I'm going to go to my media library. I'm going to pick these images and make them all be in my gallery. And now, oh, that one's that one's horrible. Let's get that one out of there. I'm going to delete that one. Let's just have those be let's say this, you'll have more than this, of course. I'll go down here and put in another gallery. And I'm going to just do the pictures in a different order this time. There we go. And so I'm getting my gallery together. I'm going to go ahead and my portfolio together, rather. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. And sorry. I'm going to go ahead and publish that. And now I'm going to go back to our page. I'm going to refresh, and you're going to see we now have portfolio. And now if I click on that, now I've got my portfolio page. And if I go to my logo at the top, it drops me to the home page, not the posts homepage. Hope that makes sense. So hopefully this helps you guys, because I know this is something that often comes up, and it can be very frustrating trying to figure out how to make changes to that page when it's actually not a page. It's a posts page. That used to mean more than it means today. Nowadays, we just make websites, but blogs were very, very popular. They are now too, but at one point, WordPress was for blogs almost entirely. And we would literally make them into websites using blogs pages, if that makes sense. We would sort of force the shoe to fit. But that's not needed today. So hopefully that helps you. Please, as always, reach out in the discussion. Hopefully you guys know we have this discussion page here. If you go to discussions here, and I can see whatever you have. Hopefully, am I sharing? Hopefully you can see that. Make sure. Yeah. Okay. If you look here, we've got the general questions discussion. If you have a question you think the rest of the class may have as well, go ahead and pop it in there. You can always email me, but you can also pop it in there. I can't stress enough, guys, don't wait until Sunday to ask questions, because I may not be available, or I may not have time to get the answer to you. I may not see it in time. So get started on this a little early, especially if you've never worked with WordPress. And remember, we're only using Magazino theme. I'm going to stop sharing. We're only using the Magazino theme, no other themes. And you have to have your portfolio that you showed me, the images that you showed me in your assignments. That's what needs to be on your portfolio page. 4 pages: home, about, contact, and portfolio. I can tell you that typically the order would have the contact page last. Homepage is automatically going to be first. What you do about the about and the portfolio is up to you. But give me 4 pages, each with a little content on them. Nothing fancy. I know it can be tricky, so you don't have to do anything fancy. The good thing about the Magazino theme is it already has built-in a plugin built in that allows you to click. You see how I was clicking to add a picture, or click the plus sign to add text and things like that. It allows you to just click. It already has a sort of type of a drag and drop but where you can create rows and pop information and a media into those rows, as opposed to the way we used to do it, and still do, which is just a blank HTML page on the back end. So that part is good. That should help you. All right, guys. Hopefully this helped, and I will see you in the discussions. Take care.